Feel incredible!
It's not a cartoon, it's anime!
Man,
oh my God.
That threw me off. Oh my God.
I hate it. I fucking hate it. I hate it. I was intrigued at first, but I was trying to figure out where I wanted to be on this. I fucking hate it. I hate it.
Yes. Welcome to another episode.
Oh my God.
Animeshun.
Oh man.
Squad is back. We got Rob, Ice, no bitch ass Brennan. We got AKA Conan Baker right here.
Oh my
Conan Baker. What's up, y'all? Yeah.
This is a
Was
lot.
it Brian Pumper?
Brian Pumper's hilarious. Somebody said, they said Brian Pumper mixed with, what did they say in the group chat? I can't go to it now.
Yeah, I'm on airplane mode.
But yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah, it's funny. I feel like even with the range of women, I feel like women that are like probably late 20s and older, just like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
And then women that are a bit lower than that, it's kind of like, oh, I like it. It looks nice. Because that's the type of dude they would date. They would date a dude that looks like,
a porn star?
like a fuckboy. This is fuckboy Baker right here. This is what this is.
Hilarious.
I'll take it.
Hilarious.
What age group again you said was like that?
Probably like 21 to like 25.
They would fuck with that.
Yeah.
They
Like
fuck with Conan Bake.
if 21-year-old Keaton was out here single with this unit right here, walking out there, oh my God.
The like club age range is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, what's your Snapchat so I can...
Bro, you got the
fuckboy
headphones. Give us like 30 seconds of just lining real quick.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Just the lining. You just gotta let us see it. Cause there you go. Okay.
You see that? You see how crispy that shit is? How it connects with the beard, bro? It's like the perfect... It's like the number 5, man.
That's a good blend, man.
Yeah. That's what I really wanted to see was the beard blend with the hair. That's all I wanted to. That was like the main thing I wanted to really see. And I was like, damn, that shit just looked crazy. But
you got another budget to add. You got rent, groceries, utilities.
It's not a budget that I would.
Hair budget.
But I get why celebrities do it. I get why celebrities that are out here faking the funk that can afford the better units, paying like probably $500 because it probably lasts you close to a month if you got the higher end one. And if you paying $500, you like it's worth it for my image.
Yeah, dropping a bucket. I think it is too. I mean, that's the whole Tiger thing. Is just like, but it's just funny that people like LeBron just like fuck it now. They like fuck it. Like,
I feel like Bron at some point is gonna when this longer off season, he's probably gonna get like some type of surgery done. I don't think he stays where he's at.
That shit.
It's terrible right now in the playoffs.
That shit is terrible.
Yeah.
Hopefully get him a championship. That's the only thing that can justify that bullshit he got on his head. Is a championship.
Bring one home to LA for Kobe. So go ahead and get your shit off, Ice.
I mean, first and foremost, I do want to say that I appreciate Keenan Baker. I don't know who the fuck we got on this episode, but the guy for the previous 2 episodes, he held me down. Even though he made his little voice, but he still held me down by coming through and saying that this is the greatest. I got to make up for 2 weeks.
Some emphasis.
Greatest fucking anime podcast in the entire world.
Sure is.
Oh my God.
You're on your John B right now.
Man, you gotta understand, bro. It's been a while. Yeah, man. So this week, what episodes 19 through 24, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 19 through 24 of Death Note. I I guess shit goes according
Yeah,
to plan. I guess
all according.
Yeah.
It goes down this week. There was some high excitement in these episodes. You know,
Go ahead, Rob.
culmination of some plans. So we'll start it off. Episode 19. The younger detective we've seen around, he's decided to watch Misa. His name's Matsuda. He's watching her on set, pretending to be her manager, but is pretty much fed up with his role in the investigation. Everybody just basically sending him to get coffee, and decides to just charge in and take charge and runs over to the nearby Yatsuba offices to see if he can find just anything incriminating that's going on over there. Meanwhile, at HQ, they get a notice that someone from the Yatsuba group has requested this guy named Elraldo Coyle or something like that. He's the world's second greatest detective behind El, but El's basically just like, no, that's me. I'm also the world's third greatest detective. That's just like that's just a security measure because people are trying to find out who I am all the time. So I he's got a lot of different identities. And he's just like, that's no problem. We already cut him off at the gap. And the group plans to use the con man they recently brought on to pose as Coil and mislead Yatsuba, while their master thief is going to be planting cameras and bugs in all their, these board members' homes and offices to find out which one of them is currently acting as Kira. Matsuda is continuing his investigation at the Yatsuba HQ, but gets caught listening in on their next killing meeting. Like, they just open the door and he falls in like an idiot. He pretends to be Misa's manager, hoping just, hey, I'm here to just, maybe you can hire my client Misa as your new brand mascot. And luckily he's able to use his belt communicator to let the team know where he is and get them to launch into action. And they're grilling him, like the Yatsuba group. They're questioning him, and they're 100% planning on killing this dude. But L calls, pretending to just be like a friend that's looking to go out to drink, uses some code to basically deduce that Matsuda is in danger. And they direct Misa over to help him out, to make the lie look real. And she brings a bunch of girls with her to entertain all these Yatsuba execs. Meanwhile, Matsuda sneaks off into the bathroom to call L, and he's just like, listen, they are going to kill you, so we're going to need to fake your death first. And so he just
need to die before they kill you. And he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's a wild phone conversation to have.
What does that even mean?
So he pretends to be drunk and does this handstand on a balcony, and then just fake falls to his death. They do this whole thing with the con man, and the team makes it look believable. And the Yatsuba, execs are like, hey, I can't be here. I'm gone. And they just take off without much trouble. Mises is like, hey, we'll take care of it.
I'm not the biggest physics major, but he would have still fucking died if he would have hit that mattress at that speed and at the corner. He would have super fucking died.
Just
flopped over. I don't know how far down, because he didn't fall to the bottom floor. He fell to a certain floor. So if he didn't fall that many floors,
but he was on that edge. That's not that edge of it. They had it tilted, and he fell right on that edge and then rolled. If he wouldn't have died, his neck and head would have been fucked up. He would have been concussed, to say, at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, they must have had some strong springs to that mattress. If it were one of those IKEA mattresses or something, that shit is folding right over and he's tumbling down to the
That's
ground.
what I think. I think if anything, it folds over and he just misses it. Keeps going. It's just well, we tried.
We did our best. The next day, the Yatsuba group discusses how they should pay Coyle for his services to track down El. But one of them things is hey, maybe we should stop this whole thing. Maybe this is getting a little out of control. And it gets really tense. And he's just then he just doubles down, repledges his loyalty. But we see by the time the, El and team plant their cameras and bugs, that guy's no longer seated at the table. In the next episode, they pick up, the investigative team is watching their meeting. And I mean, basically the board is openly talking about who they should kill next and talking about the missing dude, how he just had to go. So there's no code here.
Even if you feel it's wired, not wired, you're in a safe space, you should still talk in code. And they just openly, you should still have some type of code, even if you, even drug people, when they on the phone, even if their phone's not tapped, they still talk in code.
Just in case. I think these have been some of the dumbest people in anime that I've seen. In
Very
general,
reckless.
this throughout this whole anime.
Very reckless. Yeah. I mean, they give them all the evidence they need to start making arrests. But L, he wants to know how Kira is killing his victims and is happy to let this board just go wild for a few more weeks of killing.
Because there's an assurance group, right, that they're about to kill next.
They're
or something.
Going after their competition. Yeah. And Light, in an interesting twist, without the memory of what he was doing before, is I can't can't stand for this morally, and comes up with this wild plan to try to reach out to one of the board members and reason with him. And he does so, pretending to be L, and convinces that board member, this guy named Namikawa, to be their inside man and put, hey, convince these guys, put these killings off for a few weeks. We'll give you immunity. And basically, he's convinced Light is L and agrees and just makes it all happen. Like, hey, let's punt this downfield. Let's not try to bring too much suspicion on us. And impressed with Light's skill.
Drinking Fiji water. He real bougie now. He got the hair. He drinking Fiji water. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh man! But impressed with Light's skill, L is like, hey, if anything ever happens to me, would you take up the mantle of L? And of course, this is all just another test to see if he was really the original Kira and would assume the position to take absolute power. And Light sees this and sidesteps it. Noting that L hasn't cleared him of suspicion yet. And they come to blows again real quickly, but frustrated with how
you're just gonna keep putting your foot in my face like that, dog. Like,
not your barefoot, bro.
Yeah,
that, and he walks around on that everywhere. That he's got like all those
everywhere.
crusties on the bottom of his foot. Oh,
I'm not losing that fight. There's no way after a man puts his bare, crusty ass feet that's been on these dirty ass floors in my face,
on my face, and sit it there. He didn't just kick in and leave. He set his foot there. They having a conversation with foot on his face.
I mean, Keenan, you're on record. Like, if somebody puts a toe in your mouth, that's death, right?
That's worse than sucking a dick.
You getting KO'd.
Hilarious.
You are getting KO'd,
so Conan
bro.
Bakes feels the same way as Keenan.
There's
that's
overlap.
One similarity that Conan and Keenan have in common is that
no toes in the mouth. Frustrated with others, others getting in his way, L decides to continue the investigation on his own. He's just like, hey, we've kind of reached a point. We got to separate. So his first step is recruiting Misa onto his team as part of his plan to have Coil tell Yatsuba that, hey, she knows L's real identity, to try to entice them into to hiring her. And Light seems to be genuinely worried about the safety of Misa, but she agrees since catching Kira will help Light. So the start of the next episode, Yatsuba considers the news about hey, we just got word from Coil that Misa knows L. What are we going to do about this? And they plan to interview her for that mascot job. Elsewhere, the member of the board posing as Kira deduces that she must have been the second Kira. We still don't know who he is, but he's like, hey, Misa must have been connected to the second Kira at some point if she got brought in for questioning, and plans to use that information and his new status to make her his wife and eventually kill her and cash in on some life insurance, that whole con. And disturbed and watching over all of this, Rem decides like, hey, she still loves Misa, and so she decides to act on her own to save her former friend, and takes a little piece of the notebook out. The con man is working with Misa and L to practice her story for the Yatsuba group. And on the day up, he's the one conducting the interview under the guise of Coil. However, during the interview, Misa takes off to go to the restroom for a little bit, where Rem meets up with her and touches the page that she tore out to her hand and reveals herself and tells her everything she forgot. Just gives her the rundown of like, you were the second Kira, Light was Kira. And it's like, hey, your life is in danger. And if you want to live, trust and listen to Light. Elsewhere, Light is wrestling with the idea that maybe he was Kira at one point. He could see himself like, hey, the way the original Kira was working, I could see myself doing it that way. And kind of figuring out if he is a murderer, if he is a monster. But back with the interview, Rem is standing behind the current Kira and reveals his identity to Misa, the board member named Higuchi. Misa keeps all that she learned a secret, but offers to go on dates with the board members to try to discover which one is Kira. But she obviously knows who it is. But everybody's pretty much rejecting that idea. But she just kind of goes out on her own, does like a bait and switch on her detective, and breaks away from him and goes on a date with Higuchi. And during the car ride, she convinces him that she still is the second Kira, with an assist from Rem, getting her to kill a chosen target that Higuchi requested as proof. He freaks out and confesses to her that he's Kira and wants her to be his wife, and she agrees as long as he holds off killing people for some time. But little does he know that through this whole conversation, she recorded it all on her phone and brings it back to the investigative team, and they're all...
Oh, you gonna hit me with the Donald Sterling? Damn it.
Donald Sterling. That is hilarious.
She did. She hit him with that hard. Yeah. And they're all pretty impressed and just kind of figure out what to do next. Again, they want to rush in and make these arrests, but L is like, I need to figure out how Kira is killing people. So he has his master thief install more cameras and bugs in Higuchi's cars and home. L also asked Light to analyze his theory that, Kira, aka Light, willingly gave up his powers and in doing so forgot everything about being Kira. And Light can't help but agree that that makes sense, but doesn't really know what to make of it since he doesn't have any memory. L then reveals his next plan. He wants to use the TV station once again to trick Kira into revealing himself. They decide to have Matsuda go on TV and claim to know about Kira's identity and slowly reveal more and more clues to force Higuchi's hand. As Light contacts his mole Namikawa, we find out others in the Yotsuba group have also discovered which one of them is Kira, and they all are like, we want out. Like, this guy's crazy. They all agree to help Light sell the story to Higuchi in return for immunity from prosecution. And the plan goes into action, and Higuchi starts to unravel quickly. We find out he wrote what he thought Matsuda's name was in the death note, the night of that stunt, just to make sure he was dead. And clearly he's just like, well, if he's not dead, that's got to be a fake name, and begins to just scramble to find his real name before his identity is put out on TV, all while Elle and the team are just watching this go on from HQ. So this next episode, goes pretty quick. On his way to examine some files, he got Matsuda's name. Higuchi starts to panic and, asks Rem for advice. The team is watching this and sees him talking to no one and wonder if he's lost it or, Elle says like, no, he's probably talking to a Shinigami. Rem figuring out, that this must be Light's plan. It just feeds this into Higuchi and it's just like, no, stay the course. This is what you should be doing. So Higuchi gets what he thinks is Matsuda's real name, but once again, it doesn't work. And he's like, fuck, like I got to get the Shinigami eye. So he makes the deal and speeds over to the TV studio just to finish the job. But at this point, he gets completely reckless, just like speeding all over the place. He gets pulled over by a cop. He kills that dude and is just like driving crazy. It's a high speed chase through the streets. He pulls into the TV station and runs upstairs, but discovers like everybody's been replaced by mannequins. This has been a trap. The police rush in to arrest him with face coverings, and he just goes ballistic. He pulls out a gun, just starts firing, hits Yagami in the arm, and the rest just take off after him. But he's forced to stop where there's a police barricade waiting for him, led by Aizawa, the detective that had just left the team. He had to see the job finished. And Higuchi tries a few last attempts to escape, speeding off and, trying to put the gun to his own head, but some crack shooting from Watari. That dude doesn't miss. Takes out the tires, takes out the gun from his hand. Like it's a wrap for Higuchi. He knows his game is up. The last episode, he surrenders and tells them all about the death note, and one by one, as they're touching the death note, they become aware of Rem and realize that the Shinigami are real. And L realizes that somehow, somewhere, there must be two notebooks out there for there to have been multiple Kiras. So when Light touches the notebook, though, all of the memories come flooding back, and we see that this was his plan all along. He gave ownership of his original notebook to Rem, telling her to give it to someone who desires money and power. And Rem warned him, hey, to keep your memories, you'll have to kill the notebook's owner, or else as soon as you let go of it, those memories are going to be gone again. So he's got this tricky maneuver he's got to execute here where he stored a page of the death note in his watch, super spy style, and stabs himself with a needle and then secretly writes Higuchi's name on the page in his own blood. And Higuchi dies in front of all of them. And Light retains his memories, promising to kill L next. Back at the station, they all hang out awkwardly with Rem and inspect the death note, taking in all the rules. However, Light has asked Ryuk to add 2 fake rules to the notebook before he left. He said, the rules are if the notebook gets destroyed, anybody who touched it will die. So that should help, prevent them from destroying the notebook, since they've all touched it at this point and they think it's real. And the other fake rule is anybody who's used the death note must continue to use it every 13 days or they will die. And that second fake rule causes most of the team to rejoice, thinking hey, that clears Light and Misa from guilt. They clearly haven't written in a death note for 13 days, so they must be innocent. L asks Rem if the rules and for all the notebooks are the same, and she says that they are. The team implores him to release Misa and Light, and he does. And once again, Light just thinks he's, God's gift to humanity. And
The cockiest bastard on the planet.
yeah, he just goes nuts. And Misa leaves the facility. Light stays behind to finish the investigation, but he reveals to her, like, hey, my memories are back. Like, I know what's up. And he tells her where he buried her death note in the woods. So with her memories returned, he hopes that she will remember L's real name and kill him. And she's totally willing to do that, even though they've kind of become friends, but just doesn't remember his name. When she had the Shinigami eyes, she saw all these kind of names and numbers all the time. It kind of blended in. But luckily for her, Ryuk is there and she makes the deal for the Shinigami eyes, having her already halved life again. And the two of them return to HQ, and Rem and Light are surprised that she made the deal again. Light assures her that, hey, I want you to live long enough to help me rule in this new world. But, his evil look to camera lets us know he's got other things planned. And that's where we leave off at the end of episode 24.
Let me tell you something real quick, bro. I don't ever want to be in that type of love.
Yeah.
That's destructive. Yeah.
That's unconditional.
Toxic.
That's unconditional to the max.
Bro, I don't even know what that's beyond that. That's some different level shit, man.
That is sick.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it deeper. Right? Let's get into the questions. So Light's master plan is finally revealed through all this shit. So what do you guys make of it and the execution of the plan? And do you think L is buying it? Rob?
I think I said last episode that I wasn't super feeling this whole plot line kind of going off to the side, but, kind of seeing it all come together. It was interesting. I really thought, like, okay, cool. Like, he really did set this plan into motion and it all came together. I was pretty impressed with that. I will say that I think he got pretty sloppy at the end. I think his killing, I understand where he had to kill Higuchi, to maintain his memory, but literally sitting there with the notebook open, everybody knows that he's been under suspicion and he just happens to be holding the notebook when Higuchi dies. Like, I don't know. That seems a little reckless. That seems a little bit like that's going to come back on him at some point. Like, come on, man. You already know L is right there, like watching you hold this thing
on your sack. He's never left your sack since he's met you.
No, so I think L is too smart to he will put some shit together, especially like, oh, the one guy that I think might actually be the real Kira happened to be holding the notebook when the other Kira died. That is just like too coincidental. So, I think L will probably eventually figure that out.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it was a plan, but I feel like a plan like that it had too many ifs. Like, one thing goes wrong and it just would have derailed everything. And that long, that plan that's far out, because this was like a long time, like months. Like, that's a deep ass plan with super, like, if you have a plan that intricate, all that stuff has to happen like within a short amount of time, like 48 hours to a week max. And you have all these intricacies over a course of months. That's playing with fire. But it worked out. So fuck, I guess, joke's on us. But I don't know. I think he even just the fact that he losing his book in the first place, that was one of the biggest risks that he could take. But yeah, it worked. So kudos to him. But I think I wasn't a fan of it. Even seeing it, work out, I still wasn't a fan. That's like when somebody take a bad shot and make it. It's like, that's still a terrible shot. Like, you made it, but
it's within. Yeah. I'm not. If he's telling me this plan, I'm like, I'm out of here, bro.
We're done.
I'm the fuck out of here. You do whatever the fuck you want to do, and kudos to you. God bless it.
Yeah.
But I think what happens is that he knows his tendencies so well, and he's such an intelligent kid, and he knows the tendencies of the people that he's around. He knows the moves that they're going to make.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, he's betting on himself to be like, I'm going to do this because this is the type of person that I am.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
In every instance, he knew what moves that he would make without having the knowledge of the book anymore. And I was just like, even rewatching, I was like, God damn, like this. Yeah. Like, and this piece. Yeah. And I wanted to like, to even add to the question, was this one of the greatest plans you've ever seen in anime history put together? Like, or just in movie history that you've seen throughout movies, anything. Because at least for right now, off the top of my head, I can't think of any. But this is one of the greatest plans I've seen put into motion that has worked. I did see. Have you ever seen Den of Thieves?
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
With
Den
50
of Thieves
Cent?
Den of Thieves has a nice little twist. A nice little twist in there.
Okay.
And I don't want to give it up just in case you ever want to see it, but that was a good one also. But this shit right here by a 19-year-old or so,
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. This might be one of the best I've seen.
Yeah, as far as long cons, yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, there's a character on Naruto that's always known for his brain. His name is Shikamaru. And he put together, like, because his battle skills aren't that great, but his mind is what always has him winning in battle. And some plans that he put together are like that intricate level of this has to happen, this has to happen, this has to happen. So I think his plans on Naruto would probably be the only thing that rivals it. But still, I feel like Light's plan is still the top dog.
You didn't answer the second question in that. Do you think Ella's buying it? Ice.
Oh, no, not at all. El's not fucking with that. El's just like, come on, bro. Like, it's just like, I think he's gonna play dumb to just get more information. But no, El, as if it would be such a plot hole for him to buy it.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm torn because I'm like, well, one, if he wanted, this is why I feel like Ella's torn. I think he doesn't. I think he's confused at this point a little bit because I'm like, he could have easily, at that point with the Death Note, he could have wrote L's name right there. I mean, I'm sorry, he didn't have the eyes. I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, he could have, when he brings Misa up there, and I guess we're going to find out the next episode.
Yeah.
It's like L has to be like, no, this bitch can't come up here. Hell no. They got to sit downstairs for the, no.
They're in the bubble at that point. No guests from outside.
Yeah, I think he's at a risk. And this, I guess this kind of leading to my next question because I think Ella's just confused. I don't know if he's buying it or not. If you're Misa, would you have made this second ideal? I don't think I'm. Like I said, I'm not that in love. We got to figure out a different way, bro. Like, I'm not, because she's not even thinking about her life. Maybe because she feels like her life is set and complete because, she's going to, the killer of her parents are already dead. That's probably all she wanted throughout life. She met the love of her life, and she's willing to die now that she's met the love of her life because she's so in love. Maybe those were the two things she needed to satisfy her life, so she doesn't care if she dies tomorrow. I don't know. But for me, if I'm her, I think she's the biggest fucking idiot that I've ever seen.
100%.
And, I'm not making that second ideal. After the first one, no way.
Because you had a chance to escape it.
Yeah, and can she? Oh well, she got her ideal back. She just can't remember. Yeah, I'm just nope, no way. Rob?
Yeah, I mean, similar to what you were saying, like I wouldn't because I feel like I'm a much mentally healthier person than Misa is. Like she's clearly, like, we talked about all the shit she's been through. She's been through a lot, and clearly she is putting a lot of faith and hope in Light. She sees him as the God figure that he wants to be. So, right. So I wouldn't personally. I mean, the one thing I'm curious about is because we know that she inherited the remaining life from
that's what I was going to say.
Other Shinigami. Her lifespan at that point could have been.
It's something. That's why I would have did it, because that was just about to say that, because I feel like her lifespan is really long. She at least gonna live to at least 100 plus.
Right. And maybe
regardless, yeah.
I know Shinigami aren't supposed to reveal like how much time you have left, but she did ask Rem, like, hey, remind me how much time do I have? So she may have that knowledge like in the back of her head, like, oh, I got like 250 left. Like, yeah, have it again, and I'm still living to 125, like no problem. So
I didn't think about that. That's a good point, Rob. Really good point.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I was going to say.
She's playing with house money, Because
if I got 250 on the table, 125 is cool. Like, I can live to 125. I think at that point, I'd be like, fuck, man, I'm 120. Like, I got 5 more years. Fuck me. Like, I think we talked about this too. I think Keenan made that point. It's like, if I'm 120, but I'm morbid, like, and I'm fucking decrepit, and I'm just like, come on, bro, like, fuck, like, you, like, it's like, when is my lease up for life? Because I still got 5 more years, like, but if you're, like, kicking and agile and being able to move and groove, then I feel like, okay, cool, you can knock out a nice little 125. But, yeah, I mean, if that did cut her lifespan down to, like, a 50s or a 40 or even a 30s, then she's a fucking idiot. But if you have house money and you can, you know, she's still cranking out, you know, 90, 100, 120, somewhere around there, then I feel like, yeah, you should take the deal. But it also, too, it's like, you only really using that for one thing. After that, it's just like, you're not going to really need it after that. Like, everybody else faces and names is going to be readily available unless you're just trying to kill somebody that's right in front of you.
Right.
Like, so you only doing this for a one-time thing, and it's not even really for you. It's to help your man. And ain't no woman, ain't no man. No.
So you not doing this for like a brother or a parent? Now, I didn't have that question written down, but they just made me think about it right now. If you had to do this for, that is.
But like,
they going to jail though? Like,
what's the scenario? Yeah.
Because if they killing people, then your ass, you pay. You know, you do the crime, do the time. So that's showing your ass.
Is this same scenario? But instead of like you being in love, this is like your brother doing this the whole time, or your sibling, or somebody like a loved one that you, mother, father, whatever, Rob, fiance.
Yeah. No. Only person I maybe would is my son, but you know, that'll be it. Everybody else, no, because you made the conscious decision as an adult to start.
If that was my son, I'm fucking my son up.
Oh yeah.
You did what?
Yeah, I'm not talking about whipping my son. I am wailing on. He's catching a fade. I know your son is like 10 years old.
Son, I'm beating the brakes off his ass.
Just like Caleb City style, just like just that like wet smack sound. Yeah, that's tough. Oh man,
Rob, if this is your fiance, what do you do?
I am deeply troubled. If it is, oh man. I mean, at that point, like, if I'm in Misa's situation, like, shit, I've already got blood on my hands. Like, I got to see this through, I guess, right? Like, Bonnie and Clyde this thing.
And at least you would know, especially as a man, this would help a lot. It's like, every argument moving forward after that, you won. You've won.
You know what I did for you? Yeah.
Like, no. I got the fucking Shigami eyes for your ass. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, every time you shut it down, I don't care. You can catch me having a fucking threesome in your living room with your parents coming.
Half
I got
my
the
life.
Shigami eyes. Like, right, like.
But at that point in time, y'all both Kiras. Y'all can kill each other at any moment. You have this threesome that you're talking about, Ice. Like, she'd be like, oh, for real? Write that name down. And then you might be like, oh, you motherfucker. You write that name down.
The whole threesome, you just have to have it right there ready to go.
Y'all both just died at the same time. Oh, you son of a bitch. That'd be hilarious.
Man. That would be funny.
It would be be fucking plot twist. It would be like, bitch, that ain't been I gave you an alias since we've been together.
Oh my God. Yeah. that never was my real name. That'd be
never
crazy.
was my real name.
I wouldn't, if that's the point, if that was happening, I wouldn't kill her from a heart attack. I would give her a crazy ass death. I'd be like, oh, I'm not dying of a heart attack. Oh, in about 3 minutes, you're gonna have the worst fucking death possible.
Not even that, just like something years down the line, like just like you're gonna live a real happy life. Yeah. And all of a sudden, on the day you least expect it.
Yep.
Your fucking honeymoon.
Yeah, oh man, that'd be killer. It's a real slow burn.
Yeah, me, I don't know. If it was like somebody like my brother, yeah, I first thing I'm doing when I see him is like, oh, thank you, man. I'm knocking his ass out. I'm knocking him out. And this is my brother, so I guess I would, but our deal is that every day I see him, I get the chance to sock him in his face. That's it.
Every day.
I get to sock you in your face every day I see you. When you wake up in the morning, hey, you made some coffee.
You gonna give him progressive like jaw fracturing, like his mouth will disintegrate over time. Like he won't have a face.
I wouldn't give a fuck. You put me in a space where I had to do some shit like this. Like you didn't think about me, you thought about yourself, which is selfish as fuck. Which is clearly, like, he's the most selfish motherfucker that we've probably ever seen besides Goku.
No,
Goku might have saved the world, but Goku thinks about himself while saving the world a lot of times.
Absolutely. He just wants to fight the strongest dude. It's not about helping anybody.
Exactly. It just so happens you're saving the world by fighting the strongest dude.
Yeah.
Fucking. All right, next question. If you had to be handcuffed to one male like L and one male like Light, who would it be and why? Ice.
This is more so for y'all because I got an easy scapegoat having a son. So,
Yeah.
it'd be my son just because he's my child. That's the only male that I would, do that with because, I'll make sure he's getting his work done. And I'll be right there in all his Zoom classes. Like, what's up, y'all? Like, you doing your fucking work? Post-COVID, I think it'd be a little bit harder being handcuffed to him. We probably have to work something out where he's probably still be online school because
homeschool.
Gotta make money. You gonna go to fucking work with me. And then it'd just be kind of awkward on comedy shows, just bonfire stories. We just got two seats next to each other. Anytime we do is because I'm still gonna do stand up. I think the only thing it'd be hard for me to do is like acting and shit because they didn't cast him or they didn't cast me. So.
You had to put a green screen suit on him.
Yeah.
I think smashing, bro. You got to smash with your son in the room. Some people do that. A lot of parents have smash with their kids in their room already.
It would have to be subtle. I'm just not out here just having bitches riding me or just like knocking girls back. Like it'll be like, all right, he's asleep. Let's do something, on the low. Still have some sense of respect for him, unless I'm just out here trying to teach him my moves and shit.
Oh my God.
Rob?
This is a real tough question for me. I can't think of a single other man on planet Earth that I want to be handcuffed to 24/7. Ice definitely gave himself the out. I'm somebody that likes my alone time, honestly. So that's why it's, so tough. Fuck. I'm trying to think like, goddamn. I'm just going to say like, fuck. I can't everybody sucks. Eventually, I just get to a point where I'm sick of this person. That is terrible. Just to move on with the segment, I'll say, especially since he'll come up later for some other questions I know I put in, I'll say my buddy Tony Valentino, just because we lived together in college, we pretty much were in each other's company, 24 hours a day, some days, hey, we were just living the college life, out and about. So, we've definitely seen the ups, we've seen the downs, I think we would still both drive each other crazy. We would eventually just kill each other at this point in our lives. But, we spent a lot of time together already. We know each other really well. I'll go with that.
Damn. I couldn't think of anybody still.
Right? I'm just is there a comedian? Maybe just because at least I'd be laughing, or maybe a doctor. So I could be hey, what's this? This look okay? But I don't know, man.
I don't know, just because, I'm the same way. I want my privacy. I get annoyed by people after a few. My go-to is normally my brother. I can't be around my brother that long. I know him. I know me. We would be getting in a lot of fist fights. My dad, no. Damn.
He gonna be the one showing you his moves.
Yeah, he gonna be. My dad. He gonna be putting me to work. He be like, we gotta fix this house up, dude. I don't want to fix this house today. Man, dude.
Because and the chain isn't super long. It's a good size, but it ain't super long where y'all can just be in other rooms doing other shit.
Yeah, right? Man. Dude.
That's a hard question, man. That's
why I specifically put males, because the women, which is still be hard. I wouldn't want to be around. If I had a lady, I wouldn't want to be around them 24/7, but it'd be an easier answer.
You always say, if you say your fiance or your girl, so it's especially right now when it comes to COVID, we're damn near cuffed together.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close. Yeah.
It's like 27. That's it. You got a good 4 hour maybe
more or
that
less.
You're not around your lady.
Okay, I got my out. Here's my out.
Okay.
My future son.
What? No. It has to be somebody living. You just got your sperm in your hand?
Not buying it.
No.
My future son.
That's a Brennan-ass answer.
As soon as I have him, and he's a baby, I mean, that'd be even worse, actually, because I'd be crying all the time. But
that would be tough.
I'll deal with that.
Trash.
Yeah, can you imagine just like fresh into the world, just like, oh, my son, and then just like click, just put the cuffs on him, little baby cuffs.
Crying up like, I'm gonna throw this motherfucker right now.
You wouldn't go for it because he handcuffed you.
Oh my God.
I feel like the best answer is probably like a grandparent. Like I feel like
because they got a short time. They got a short time to live.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If I were to say somebody
that was in my head. That was in my head, like somebody older.
Yeah,
or somebody dying. But I was just like, that's just too dark right now. I don't want to.
That is a lot. Plus, like every day you'd be waking up just like, is today the day? Like that'd be tough. Like you'd be counting it down because eventually you'd be crazy. Just like, oh my God, like every day with this person. That'd be tough.
Yeah.
And you got to be there when they take their pills and all that other old people shit. You got to get up when they get up. Old people get up at 0 dark 30. So it's like, fuck, like, and they go to sleep at fucking 4 p.m. So it's like, your sleep schedule about to be garbage.
Watching 6 hours of Castle a day, just
like, damn, did I fucking Judge Judy again? Shit.
Yeah. In the heat of the night, all these old people shows. All right, next question. Is Misa the dumbest / most gullible character that you've ever seen in anime? That I can think of right now. I mean, as much as I love, I can think of her name from
Mako.
Mako from Kill la Kill.
I knew you was gonna say it.
But what makes her fine to deal with is she's funny.
Mm-hmm.
But she is she's definitely one of the most gullible and dumbest characters that's in there. I feel like I was trying to think of somebody from Dragon Ball Z, but I couldn't think of
Goku's a fucking idiot.
What was the launch from Dragon Ball? Like she had the dual personalities, the girl that would sneeze. There's the blue hair personality that was super
like
ditzy.
They should have kept her too, instead of just having her work at the fucking.
Dude probably just forgot. Like he forgot he made Super Saiyan 2 for a little bit or whatever. So he probably just literally forgot she existed.
Toriyama.
Yeah. I feel like he forgot a lot of characters that we could have been like, oh, this could have been either dope or like made them like progress them a little bit more.
He forgot Gohan. I mean, fuck.
Clearly.
Yeah, clearly.
Gohan has always been trash. He just keeps writing the worse and fucking worse, man.
I never forgive him for that.
I would say she's close. Her and Mako is probably like neck and neck for like a tie for me. I feel like like I said, I can probably watch Mako more just because she is funny to me. But
definitely,
I was just like, you have to be kidding me, man.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, she did have some good plans though.
Yeah,
but same with Misa though.
That's what I'm saying. Misa.
Yeah.
Misa had some good plans. Okay.
She did forget to like scrub for DNA evidence on all those envelopes. She like had her hair like sticking to all that shit, which is a pretty big oversight. Yeah, it's a pretty big fuck up.
Her good plans have been overshadowed by her bad plans. But I don't know why right now, like I was trying to think of somebody I can't, besides those two are really kind of it for me. Ice?
Yeah, Goku would probably be mine. Goku's a fucking idiot. I'm trying to rack my brain with all of the.
He is a fucking ditz, man.
He's a fucking idiot. Like I think he's probably one of the stupidest. Just some of the stuff he says, and like he's never even kissed his wife, like shit like that. Where it's like, all right, bro, like how many times has Vegeta had to break stuff down to him? Like, are you serious?
He literally got dropped on his head. Like
facts.
that's
he's a running joke that people say. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to go through all the animes that I've watched, and yeah, that's probably it. That's it. No, nobody from Goblin Slayer. I was trying to think of somebody from Goblin Slayer that was stupid, but nobody was really stupid. They was
not that dumb. Yeah.
No, nobody. Then Goku would be on the only one.
Rob?
Yeah, I got somebody. That stupid girl from Parasite that thought like, hey, maybe this guy I knew for a week and a half, this new kid from school that I know I've seen him transform his face. No, but that pretty boy can't possibly be a monster. Let me go ask him to his face. Yeah, I think I still got to give her the trophy. She's the dumbest, most gullible anime character I've ever seen.
She would never. You would never let that down.
No.
Rob is not fucking with her at all, bro.
No, only there for a short time. She had a plan. It was a terrible plan. At least Misa's had some successful plans. She had one plan, and it got people killed. Like dozens of her fellow students killed. No, she's the dumbest. To this day. Oh my God.
All right, next question. Everybody in Noguchi's life played into the final trick that sold him out. Have you ever been the victim of a prank or a trick where multiple people were in on it, and what happened? Rob?
So I'm going to pull Brennan this week since he's not here. I'm going to tell two quick stories.
Go ahead.
So first one where I look real stupid. This was in college with Tony V. I forget even how we got on the subject, but he was just like, we were talking about like exorcisms or something like that. And I was just like, well, that shit's not real. And he's like, no, dude, like that's real. Like Tony was like raised Catholic, and he was just like, as part of my confirmation, like we had to like see like somebody, you know, go through an exorcism to like show us that like, you know, demons are real. Like this is a real thing that's out there. I'm like, no fucking way. Like that's not real. And I was seeing this girl at the time who was also Catholic. So I was just like, that's not fucking real, Tony. And I texted her like right away, just like, hey, like, have you ever like for your confirmation, did you have to like see an exorcism? And without like skipping a beat, without having even talked to Tony, she was like, oh yeah. Totally. Like it was a whole thing. Like she lived in like a country part of the town, like a city. So she's just like, there weren't any people around. Yes. So like we had to bring in like this pig that had been like doing all this weird stuff. And like, you know, the priest had to like do an exorcism on the pig, and it like freaked out. And this went on for like months. I was just like, oh shit. Like they really do that. Cause like it's the Catholic Church. They do weird shit. I was like so willing to believe that was something they did. And
no Google, nothing like that. No Google.
I just believed them because they were my friends, man. So I was actually at that video store job that I think I brought up a few episodes ago. I was there. I was working with a buddy of mine, and we were talking. He was talking about he mentioned he was Catholic. I was like, oh shit, dude! Like, what did you see for your exorcism? And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, like for your confirmation, like who like what like they did like the exorcism thing, right? Like you had to watch that. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? They don't do that. That's like not a thing. And like, this is months later. I call up Tony and I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, was that real? And he's like, and he had forgotten about it. It had been so long. He forgot about that. It was like, hilarious. Oh yeah. Like, I forgot I told you that shit. And I was just like, I can't believe Lauren backed you up. I called her out. We weren't even seeing each other anymore. I was like, you lied to me? And she's like, yeah, like you just told me. And I just like she and Tony didn't talk. Like when I texted her and Tony was like, fuck, like the jig is up. And then she backed him up without even like knowing any of this was going on.
Oh, so when you texted, you said Tony said?
I didn't even. I just said like, hey, like when you were doing that, and she just totally played into it. It was just like, oh yeah, no, that shit happened.
My God, that's so great.
She just ran with it. Not like she knew Tony, like she had met like him, but they didn't talk about it beforehand.
That could have definitely. I thought he talked to her. And they planned that out.
She just like,
that's crazy.
She was sitting somewhere, just like out of the blue, got a message on her phone from me, just like, did you see an exorcism like for your confirmation? She was like, yeah.
Yo,
this is great because she saved you because she's a liar.
Yeah.
She lied without even having the fucking plans together with anybody. That is insane.
She dropped a bomb on my life, man. Yeah, for months I believed that shit. So anyway,
that transition. Would be crazy if you were just an adult. Like the dude at the video
years
store
later.
was
like, yeah. The dude at the video store was like, yeah, of course. Yeah, there was actually a real person that I had from my exorcism.
And everybody just keeps...
fucking adult. You turn into fucking Alex Jones.
Years later. So that was when I got pranked. Real quick, I'll try to tell this one real quick. A time where I was part of a prank on somebody else. Another buddy of mine that Tony also knows, he'd gotten a new phone and was kind of telling people like, hey, like I got a new phone, new number, just texting people. And then like a mutual friend of ours, like he texted him just sort of messing around, just like, hey, big boy, like, you know who this is? Like kind of messing around, making him, you know, and he'd given his number to like some girl at a bar like earlier. And he's just like, oh shit, is this Ashley? You know, like, is this whoever like I talked to the other night? And my buddy who just got the new number ran with it. He was like, oh yeah, like this is her, like, had been like, was like texting him, like basically catfishing this dude again for like weeks or months. And like, we all came back like home from college for like, you know, the summer or whatever. And we were all going to hang out. And we were going to go over to my buddy's place, you know, who had been getting catfished, I guess, this whole time. He texting our friend thinking it's some girl. And we're all about to go over there. And he tells us this, like, he's just like, hey, I've been texting Matt, like, for weeks, and he thinks I'm some girl that he met at a bar, and we're all about to go over to his place and like hang out for the night, you know, do like a fire or something. And he tells us this, and the girl I'm dating at the time is there, and he's just like, yo, Becca, like call him from this phone and be like, hey, like I'm in town tonight. Like you want to hang out? Like you want to get together? And he's just like, oh yeah, no problem. Hold on. I had some plans, but let me just like cancel those real quick. Simultaneously, because we're all like at my apartment. Simultaneously, we all get the group text like, hey guys, can't hang out tonight. Like something came up, you know, like I can't do anything. Like I got this girl coming over. So we're all dying. We all like pile into this van and drive over to his place and like park in the driveway. And he's like, you know, getting his firewood ready, like kind of showing off in front of the van. But it's nighttime and we have the headlights on, so he can't see who's in the van. And so he's just like kind of looking like a tough guy, like carrying all this big wood around. Eventually he comes up to the van and we roll down the window. Like there's like a dozen of us in the fucking van. He's just like, oh my God. Like, like the whole thing was fake. He thought like this girl he'd been talking to for weeks. He was about to cash in on all this groundwork he'd been laying. Like, and it was all just like a big setup this whole fucking time. And we cashed in on that.
Hilarious.
That was a good one. That's the biggest prank.
That was actually really good.
Both of those are pretty good, actually.
Yeah, hopefully he didn't send any dick pics.
God, you know, maybe. It wouldn't have been out of character.
Oh, damn it.
At that point, it's like, how committed are you as a prankster? Like,
right? To just like keep going with that. Like, I'm gonna store this for later. That's going into the prank for later file, you know? No, those are my two stories.
That's hilarious.
Nice.
I haven't necessarily been pranked. When I was very, very little, and I think I'm kind of embarrassed to say this just because I was young at the time. So I hopefully I'm at an age where it's okay. But like when I was like 5 or 6, my mom tricked me into thinking that like my baby sister had grew up like overnight, and because she was a baby. Because we 6 years apart. She was a baby. And then I left for like, I went like somewhere. I stayed over my homeboy's house over the weekend. And I came back. And then it was like this 4-year-old girl at the house. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then my mom was like, that's your sister. I'm like, how the fuck is that my sister? Like, she was just a baby. Like, what are you talking about? Like, and then she just had this whole thing. So this was one of my cousins that I've never seen. Like, it was like a distant cousin that just happened to be like, her mom was down on her luck and just needed to stay there for however time. So, but I didn't know that. And I've never seen this. I've probably seen her when I was younger, but I don't fucking remember. I'm 6. Right. And then she played with it the whole time. Like my sister was at my other cousin's house. Like she was somewhere else and she wasn't in the house. So she went with this for a good, like 2 days. Like good 2 days. And then it was like, this is your sister. So I'm treating her like my sister. I'm calling her my sister name and stuff. I'm like, G, like this and that. And she looking at me like, who the fuck is G? But okay, like, let's go with it. And until like she come back with my sister and was like, got your ass. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh my
like,
God.
Like, this is just like, you fucking idiot. Like, you know about, I was like, I knew it. I'm like, fuck, like I knew it. I knew you can't grow that fast. Like, I wasn't fucking tripping. And then the best prank that I've done on somebody is like at my job, we have like an offsite facility where we receive all our packages and stuff. And I set up this whole thing to where like I would mess with the lights and have boxes fall over to like it's a ghost.
Oh,
like
shit.
I made people think it was a ghost for a long time. Where people would be like, if they get scheduled to work over there, they'd be like, I'm not going over there. It's a ghost over there, and they'll talk about all these stories that would happen over there, and I was behind every single fucking one. Like I would put stuff to where like it'll almost fall over, but then it'll fall over time. Like it won't fall over right then and there, but just due to fucking physics, it'll fall. And then like the lights and stuff, they wouldn't know I'd be there, and I start fucking with the lights, and then it's just like a whole bunch of stuff, and people was like, not like still to this day, unless they listen to this podcast, they won't know. But like I've been doing this for like a good year and a half.
That's hilarious.
People thinking that it's haunted over there.
That's like some Scooby-Doo shit. Like the old man Ice McGowan's trying to scare people away from his warehouse because he's trying to buy the property and cash in.
That is some Scooby-Doo ass shit.
It's hilarious, man. Keenan?
I guess one. This is like a prank that older siblings do to younger siblings. Is the old "you're adopted" prank.
Oh,
and for me, at the age that it was done at, and I was never getting confirmation. Like I was uneasy for years. Like my brother was just like, you're adopted, right? Like you're not my brother. And I was like, what are you talking? We're brothers. Yes, we are. We have to be. And he's like, nah, man. You can even ask mom. And my mom, when I would go to my mom and ask her, she'd be like, don't listen to your brother. That's all she would say. She would never say, he's lying. She would never say, you're not adopted. She would just say, don't listen to your brother. And I was just like, and he's like, you see, mom didn't say no, right?
Oh my God.
Feelings. And I would be sitting there just being like,
destroyed.
And then I remember my dad was just like, y'all look exactly alike. So he's not saying no either.
You just want the solid no.
Bro. And to this day, he would still say it. Like he'd be like, you're adopted, right? Like, and then my mom told me a story about, because we came 17 months apart. So that's pretty fast when you think about it. Like you have somebody 9 months and then pretty much you're pretty much pregnant again immediately, damn near. Right? So when my mom told me, she told me some stuff about like, it happening kind of fast. And I was just like, damn, I wonder was Corey telling the truth the whole time? Like not adopted, but like maybe that's like we're not the same parents. I was so confused.
Breaking out the timetable.
Oh man. And pranks that like another prank, this is kind of a quick one. Before I even knew what catfishing was or what it was, we used to catfish like during the MySpace days. Like we would like it was like this site where it was just like men in jail, and it would be like just photos of them, like these jailbird guys. And what we would do is we would grab their picture, because some of these guys, I guess, were good looking guys. And we would make a MySpace page, and we'd talk to girls, and then they would be like, could you send us a dick pic? And then, we'd have to find a dick pic online, which I know is super sus. But we would sit there and we would like send out a bunch of and women were going crazy over these guys. Like so many women were just like, yo, let's meet up. I'll do some nasty shit to you. And we're just like, what the fuck?
What have we stumbled into? Shit.
What have we started? And then we just, I'm out of town this week. I can't. But,
I thought you said y'all was in jail.
No. We got the pictures from a site that was like a jail. Like it's for men that are in jail.
Oh, okay.
So we took their profile,
Gotcha.
like their pictures.
Oh, but you didn't say that they were in jail.
No.
Crop out the orange pants or whatever. Just,
Some of these guys weren't like in orange pants. Like they were like in like.
Oh, they do be giving them regular outfits too.
Sometimes. And this is back in like, remember, this is back in like 04, 05. So they were like, some guys weren't in like the corrections officer stuff or the CO stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And it got way too deep. And you'd be surprised back then. Women asked for a lot of dick pics. Like, I know guys sent them unsolicited. We had to send no unsolicited dick pics. They were literally like, yo, so what's up with it? And we were just like, yo, this is crazy.
That's wild.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, you didn't know what you stumbled into.
Not these days.
Not at all. All right. Next question. What corporation can you see killing off their competitors every week, like the Super Group? Ice?
When I wrote this question, I had one in mind.
But now that the more that I think about it, I would say like Walmart probably do some shit like that. Even though that they don't really have no competition because they already had the rollback prices as is. So like that's what like I was initially gonna say, but then thinking about it, like they don't have competition. So I would just have to think about somebody that has competition, and it'd probably be like Elon Musk or somebody to do something with Tesla. Like granted, they especially right now with their stock, which is killing me, with their stock tumbling like it has been, and more electric vehicles coming about. I feel like he might try to do that with certain people. With Tesla and any electric or just car companies in general. He just kills off Ford and Chevy and all it and fucking Toyota. Just every week it's a different car company just so he's the only option.
I can see that. He's a Bond villain.
Yeah. So and he has the technology and the resources to cover his tracks. And I feel like he has a cult following when it comes to people probably within Tesla that'll rock with him, that his board would probably be aligned with that too. So I think slowly but surely he would eradicate every car company on this earth till Tesla's the only option.
Interesting. I thought of Facebook, and then I was like, he just buys everybody.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to kill him. He just be like, well, I'll give you $5 billion. They're like, fuck it. Here you go.
Yeah.
And I think it's the first option you do anyway. Y'all think you go out and kill the competition. I think you try to buy them first. And then you just like, all right, we got to do what we got to do. So I thought of Amazon, Jeff Bezos. He just looks like a fucking creep.
You took the name right out of my mouth, man.
Yeah, I don't see many competition. Like I don't see many companies. I think maybe Shopify. That might be something that's similar, but not on the level as. And then Walmart's trying to compete, but they're not going to compete. They just don't have enough. They don't have enough. Amazon has a wide range of things that we need that Walmart doesn't have.
And they late to the game, and they really like Walmart was really late. They could have been Amazon, but they was late to the game.
Right. They would have to come with a whole new niche, something different to even get that market done.
Especially now with the partnership with Whole Foods, he has groceries on lock too. It's like, fuck, man, that dude is a tyrant.
Yeah. I don't trust Jeff Bezos' face at all.
It's like a grown fucking baby.
Yeah. He needs facial hair. I'm like, when you that old, I don't care, bro. You like, I think it was Deion Cole was like, "Where your stash at? You need something.
Something.
You need something on your face, man. He needs some sideburns. I don't know, but he needs to have something on his face, bro. And I can't trust it right now.
What's the actor's name that plays Jameson in Spider-Man movies, the first original ones? When he's bald,
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, there he goes. Yeah,
right.
He reminds me of Jeff Bezos when he gets all bald.
Yeah, and like Whiplash.
Was he on Oz or something like that? The TV show Oz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was bald in Whiplash too.
That's what I'm seeing him Whiplash. Yeah, that's what it is. Cause I'm seeing him bald as fuck, and I'm like, what image am I pulling this from? But yeah, it's Whiplash.
I mean, you guys named all the usual suspects. Honestly, I was thinking Jeff Bezos right away because he's damn near killed all his competition already. Like even trying to be like, man, I don't want to give Jeff Bezos any more money. Like sometimes they're just like, oh, we'll just go somewhere else. I'm like, sometimes trying to find those things somewhere else is goddamn impossible. Like he's got it.
Bro, with Prime at that, it's like, come on.
Rob, we tried to boycott Amazon and we couldn't, bro.
Right? We were same. We were just like, gotta stop giving this man money.
Yeah, we was like, don't give him no money. I don't want to order anything off Amazon. And we were like, oh, we need this. And we was like, well, does so-and-so have it? No. Does so-and-so have it? No. And we were just like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then now we're back in the loop. I just literally got a heated blanket, like a queen size heated blanket, because I know it's gonna start getting cold soon. Dude, just bought it from Amazon. Came yesterday in one day.
Oh my god, yeah, exactly. No, I lived that story. That same exact thing happened to me and Andrea. No, so I would say Jeff Bezos. That was already named. Just to mix it up, who the fuck is leading Apple these days? Not Steve Jobs, but like they got some like competition out there because their computer space is still like You know, sometimes it's Microsoft coming up a little bit. Sometimes, you got Android competing. People have Android have their loyalists. So I think maybe Apple might be the most likely company to use it because they've been like on top before, but like, they're coming down a little bit,
Yeah.
So to keep their stranglehold on the market, I could see the Apple execs going like, we got to take out Microsoft or Bill Gates has got to go.
Yeah.
You've had your last
All right.
Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at least I saw the spec for this new iPhone. I'm just like, bro, I still have an iPhone 8. I can't upgrade yet because they're not giving me anything special to want to like get a new phone. And they're like, well, maybe
they just keep going camera. It's like
you about to give me a fucking Ari Alexa in a minute. Like that's at least what they think they're trying to do. But then it's
Yeah.
But other than that, it's more than you got to do. Give me more than a camera.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the whole facial, just stuff like that, and retina scan stuff. So I'm not a big fan of that type of stuff. So that doesn't impress me. So I'm like, yeah. So actually, Apple being like, man, fuck it, man, we gotta, because they're always even second to like even like the little screens on their phone, whatever. Mm-hmm. They always either like take the patent from like an Android phone or something like that, and they get sued for that shit. So yeah. So let's go into our favorite parts and our least favorite parts, and then our rating. Go ahead, Ice.
Favorite part.
Sorry, I had it was itching really bad.
God.
It was itching really bad.
I hate it. Favorite part. Will probably be I like the car scene with what's her name? Milo?
Or Misa?
Misa, that's what I
when she tricked what's his face?
Yeah, when she tricked him in there. I think I like that kind of show. That gave her a little character development that showed her like she's not this ditzy ass person, that she can actually make a well thought out plan and benefit the team. Mm-hmm. And then the part that I didn't like, I just did him having a pen and him having a death note, just like him being a creep and shit. Like I just didn't like that at all. Like I just didn't like the idea. I mean, granted that was his plan, but I think that was one of my least favorite part, is just seeing him writing in it. I just was like, okay, bro, like this is stupid. Overall, I think how I feel about this show is it's just not holding up to what it was initially. And I think ever since Light lost his book, the show has dropped. It's just not the same. Granted, they still have that cat and mouse game going on, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same level because it's not a direct, Light versus L thing no more. It's like a Light versus L is honestly like the third story going on that kind of pokes his head out in and out throughout this, span of episodes. And I just think it's just not the same. It's just like it was a 1v1. Now it's just like you're trying to take down this corporation, and I'm not built into these characters enough. The people that they're killing off and all of this stuff, like I just don't care. I don't care enough. I don't care enough about that corporation. I don't care enough about the people they're killing. I don't care enough about and then you got that struggle with them leaving, and then how L is with those guys. And it's a lot of plots going on at one time, and they do a decent job of managing them. But it's just like you can even look at how hype we was in the first couple episodes of like that L versus Light fight. And it's just like it's diverted from that so much that it's like it's not as. I just don't enjoy it as much as I did. So with that being said, I will give the show a 5,000. This stretch episode was 5,000. The ending part did help because it was cool to see him fix his plan to go through, but that only boosted it for me, maybe 200-300 points. So 5,000 would be my score for this stretch episodes.
It's funny, I disagree with everything you said. I think everything was needed. I think the plot always goes back to L. I don't think any of that was for us to be like, we gotta, I don't think those other things were even plots at all. I don't think anything was a plot, but decided to try to to get the heat off Light, to bring it back so he can get this stuff back so he can get to kill L. And I think that's what makes it so amazing, because that was the plan, was the great lengths for him to go through all of that just to get back here to get the win. Now, is he going to get the win? That's where I feel like the anxiety can be like, oh shit, now what's going to happen? Like you said, does L even believe this bullshit? Or did Light finally get it? Did he finally make the actual master plan? I guess maybe me seeing some things, and I since I've kind of watched, it might be a little different. But even when I first watched it, I never thought that any of that storyline would meant anything. I think it was literally the kind of, and I can see what you're saying, Ice. So I'm disagreeing with you, but I can see you feeling that way. I feel like it could be like a little rock you to sleep, but then bam, gets you back. So I don't necessarily I don't take away from the story from that. I think that's what makes it dope. So my favorite part was at the end, of course, him getting everything back. And even the way they drew him was just like that fucking sinister,
the
music,
red eyes and all that
feeling. Yeah, the eyes, when they draw him in that mode, that's equivalent to like the action that I'd be missing like in anime. It's just like, damn. The least part, I mean, I just feel like I feel like these cops are low key kind of stupid. Y'all got shot at. The guy got away. I'm just like, y'all got to be the dumbest fucking bunches of cops in here. They just like anime cops and anime dads are just trash. Like it's just
and cartoon cops or just any type of animation cops are usually just the fucking bottom of the totem pole ass people.
Yeah,
just whack as hell.
Man, Yagami might be the best anime dad we've seen so far. He stands by Light. He believes in that kid. He's gonna get fucking betrayed.
Yeah, and I feel like I just like I love the factor of Rem being in there, because I think if Rem's not in there, I don't know where the show goes to. I think, like you said, she holds him in check, and then her love for Misa is kind of like, she's like, you understand, I would do anything, and she's like literally anything to save this girl's life. Like fuck you, and just like you'll do anything to save yourself, and you're like fuck everybody. You need those two fucks,
keep lights
or
in
not
check.
fucks, to keep each other kind of in check. So. For me, go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I just forgot you didn't get your score and stuff yet.
For me, I keep it around like a 74, 7,500.
Do you think, though, just from a longevity standpoint, like I get what you're saying, but it's like taking 6, even if you count the two episodes before, like 8, 9 episodes for that to pan out, though. That's my whole thing. I get that. That's fine, but it's like you can divert me, but it took you 8 episodes to divert me from this.
Now that I will agree with. I will agree that could have been probably done quicker. I won't fault you on that. That could have probably been done in 4 episodes, maybe 3. It depends how they would have did it. But I'm guessing they were just there. Like I said, they're trying to rock you to sleep, or they're trying to show you. I'm guessing they're trying to be like, all right, this is how detailed this motherfucker is. Mm-hmm. He's going to go down every single thing. And that's where I guess, like, if I would flip it and look at it the other way, I got to give props to, because it's like, damn, I don't think anybody else on planet Earth, that at least that I know of, would be that detailed in a plan to get shit back around so they can win. I would have gave up. I would have been writing this shit. Fuck this shit, man. So, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you guys are saying. I think I might fall a little bit closer to Ice, but but I also see what you're saying, Keenan, where this kind of fits into the larger picture. And so I'm interested to see how that works out. From the last stretch of episodes we did, those last 2-3 episodes did kind of literally put me to sleep. Like I was struggling to make it through. It felt like the action got way turned down, and it kind of started out like that with these episodes. But I felt with that 2-episode stretch when they were doing the plan with, we're going to put this dude on TV and try to force Higuchi into some shit. When they were doing that chase and Higuchi's got his back up against the wall and he's making the deal for the Shinigami eyes. I thought that was pretty intense. So I agree that I can see this being necessary, but I agree it was too long. And maybe if they had boiled it down to like its most bare parts and kept it concentrated instead of having like all these other like characters we got to keep track of and all these other board members and blah, blah, blah. Just like bring it down, concentrate it, keep it to its best parts. So I felt it did go on a little too long on this like sort of sidetrack. I'm really excited to see it hopefully get back on track now that Light is back to being the anti-hero villain. I wasn't really digging him too much as this like helpful investigator. It just didn't seem to fit his character as well. And I missed that dynamic. But I did enjoy that high speed chase and, you know, Misa having her moment too. This kind of was a time like Ice was saying, you know, the Light L rivalry kind of took a backseat, and this was a time for like other side characters to shine a little bit more. You know, which at points I liked, at other points I was kind of just like, all right, like let's get back to what we were doing. So my favorite part, like I think I just said, is that whole like car chase and like that from him getting like the Shinigami eyes to him like getting pulled over and like, you know, the gun shot out of his hand, I thought was really thrilling. I was like super excited to see what was going to happen next, because I think that was stretched out over 2 episodes. That was probably my favorite stretch. My least favorite, and again, I know it kind of goes against what Keenan was saying as his favorite, but like that writing, like on the watch, I'm just like, that's gotta be so obvious. Like, how is nobody seeing this? Like, it's just so awkward, but I'm glad that Light is back, to being asshole Light, because he's definitely an asshole. For my score, I'm gonna keep it where I had it. I'm gonna keep it at a 68.
Okay. Brennan didn't send us scores in. He didn't send us anything. He's a hoe.
Hoe ass Brennan.
Get out of here.
He needs to. I want to see Brennan with that hairdo. That's what I want to see. I would love to see that.
Yeah, because I haven't even really seen a lot of pictures. Because Brennan lost his hair so early. I haven't seen a lot of pictures with him with hair older.
I've seen one picture of him, not older, but I've seen him with hair, and that was the only picture I've seen.
It was like a senior day picture. I think I've seen that one too.
He looked like Crimson Chin. But yeah, I would love to do that. I would pay for that, honestly. I would pay for that.
Hey, I can hook you up with Al Green. $200, bro.
I got to do some type of bet with him. If I beat him in Smash Brothers or something, he got to do it. Something that he just knows that he'll win, which he probably will. But I will play him until.
I was gonna say you got to go to the gym and just like, you know, lift weights and play Switch and just like, I'm gonna figure this dark pit out, and you know, be hilarious.
All right, so yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comment section of these stretches of episodes. These questions that we asked, answer the questions in the comment section. Let me know what you think of Conan Baker. We're out here in the street.
Conan Bake.
And yeah, go ahead and drop your stuff, guys.
Ice.McGowan on everything.
Rob?
Yeah, RB Danger on Instagram.
Brennan's Mr. Producer Face on everything. Animeshun Podcast on everything. I'm Keenan Baker on every single thing. And thank y'all again, as always, for tuning in every single week and hanging with us. And we'll see you next week on another episode of Animeshun. We out.
And so anime was solved forever.